Episode 2.
Ooh,
Of
welcome back.
Social Gamer Social Gamercast.
This is
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess one thing we forgot to do was introductions. How about we all go around and introduce ourselves?
I'm David. I'm recording this one as well. Maybe a bit later on, another one of my Planet Unity co-casters will be joining. I know he's been dealing with a bratty child today, so hopefully that's taken care of. You guys want to give your intros?
Yeah.
No.
I'm Ben Gammon. I'm one of the head honchos of Social Gamerpad.
And I'm Faith, and I'm not.
Oh, you're part of it.
I hardly ever show up, but I do show up for this, and that's all that matters.
That's right.
Exactly.
Okay. And apparently
So, yeah.
Ben's been destroying in Domination all day. Good God.
Yeah, there's something like 50 kills or something.
46 kills and 20 deaths. I had 4,650 score. I had almost the double score than anybody on the team.
Hey,
Both
there's
teams.
Noble.
We
Welcome.
found
Hey guys, sorry, I was having an internet connection issue. I'm
Oh,
here now.
okay. Well, that explains it. I know you were dealing with the little one while we were wrapping up the Ruby discussion on the other end, so. And quite a noisy crunching sound, but it doesn't sound like that's here today, so. That's good. He's our editor over at Planet Unity, our co-editor now. He'll be working with the new team. Have fun with that, by the way.
Got a whole new team going on.
We brought in some new talent because a couple of people weren't doing anything for the channel. They were just sitting in chat, basically doing
Gotcha.
nothing. So we had to let them go. And one got really, really political and religious about the California issue. I'm like, nope, I'm not dealing with that. You're gone.
Jeez.
California issue.
The wildfires. He had a whole religious spiel on his timeline, which he made public. I'm like, no, be gone.
Yay.
Out.
So yeah, that if you want to know any more, can be discussed later. But hot holiday gift items we can start with. This sounds like this would be an interesting topic, and Noble, you working in retail know more than any of us here.
Well, right now, the hottest stuff that I've seen coming off the shelves is primarily Nintendo products. Nintendo products are just going. You got the Nintendo Super NES Mini. That's been insanely crazy. The Switch, all the new Zelda titles. And no, this isn't a plug for Nintendo. It just happens to be what's going. Like, there's no wrong audience for Nintendo.
There really isn't. I'm going to
And
need you to
Super
steal me one of those SNES classics and put it aside, and I'll just PayPal you the money.
How is it still out there? I would figure that thing would be sold out.
Nintendo stepped up their game, I think, and they finally made enough units to keep up with demand.
After all this time of them selling out of whatever it be, selling out of Amiibos, selling out of NES Classics, selling out of Wii's back in the day,
Good
and they
God.
finally decided, you know what? Maybe people want some stuff.
And the Switches. Let's sell out of Switches, and they're all in hot demand right now.
Oh, God.
Well, if you think about it, almost every company loses money on the actual hardware. They just make it back on the software. With the
Yeah.
Nintendo NES Minis, those were all hardware. They were losing money on each one they sold. They weren't making any money because there was no intellectual properties associated with it, except for their
Yeah,
core.
you can't
Nintendo
go
games.
and buy games for it.
Well, I mean, could, but you won't.
Yeah, but what's the point? Just get a Raspberry Pi.
Exactly.
which is why they did not make very many of them, because it was not a money-gaining venture.
Yep.
It was a publicity stunt to drive more business their way in general.
It's a nostalgia act.
Which Nintendo's infamous for.
Yeah. And hey, if it works, it works.
Yep. I know holiday gifts aren't really my thing, because I usually just gift cards for games. Like, oh, you want that? Here, let me Steam that to you. But I know Call of Duty World War II's selling out every single freaking chance it gets, so I'm guessing that would be the biggest one for the mature gamer right now.
Sure seems that way.
Yeah, it's pretty popular. It's been a good game. I've enjoyed it thoroughly.
I've got more game hours in it than I do Destiny 2.
I'm racking up pretty a lot of hours on it too. Yeah.
Can we all just take a minute and just talk about Destiny 2 and how we're feeling on that one?
I have only touched it for maybe one time, and I played it for maybe 20 minutes, and then I stopped again. So, since the last video, I've only played it 20 minutes.
I got maybe one mission in, and I'm like, no, not feeling it.
I've watched people play it, and it hasn't made me want to play it anymore.
It is literally year one Destiny 1.
Yeah.
MMOs kind of deal with that, but I think a
The
lot
way
of
I
their
see it,
I think a
Go ahead.
lot of their issue is they've been caught in lies way too much.
Yeah, they're getting owned by everybody who just doesn't like the propaganda they're spewing out, and they're not buying it anymore.
Nope.
well, the way I see it on this specific thing, I mean, especially considering you're bringing up, all the back and forth, it's really a flavor of the week type deal. What big thing are people going to criticize next,
Well, here's my little spiel on it. When they admitted that they were wrong in their last blog post, like, we realize we've messed up kind of shit. I made like a little response video like, yeah, you kind of did when you locked 60% of your game, 70% of your game's in-game content behind the DLC now. And then they like, oh, we'll roll that back. Yeah, you only roll back any change once you get called out on your bullshit.
Yeah.
It's literally, as much as I love Destiny, as much as I love Bungie, you can only be faithful to a liar for so long.
Yeah.
No, there is a couple gifts that I would recommend, though. Not Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Probably
Believe
gift
it or not.
cards, video game gift cards, like Xbox gift cards, Microsoft currency stuff, like PlayStation, Steam
gift cards are definitely a big one.
Nintendo gift cards.
Yeah,
And I'm
definitely.
scrolling online, and I looked up some stuff for some ideas, and I forgot that the Sega Genesis has their classic game console out. It has 80 games built in, has an HDMI cable, comes with 2 controllers.
Shit, I forgot that was a thing.
It even has Mortal Kombat 1 through 3.
And those
Jeez.
are the uncensored versions, right?
It doesn't say.
I
I'm pretty
remember
sure
the audio
probably
being
are.
a little not as good on those, but visual-wise, it was pretty much the closest you could get to the arcade without being on Super Nintendo.
It even comes with all 3 Golden Axe games.
Good God. I wouldn't mind getting a new Golden Axe sometime. Just not Beast Rider.
Now, this may not be a cheap gift to get, but they have the Razer phone coming out.
The Razer phone? What
Yeah,
year is
you ever
it?
heard about that?
What year is this?
You ever heard about the Razer? No, this is made by Razer. The Razer company makes the video game keyboards and.
Oh, I
mice.
thought you were talking about the Motorola Razer. I got
No.
confused for a second. I'm like, wait a second.
No, this is the Razer phone. It's the first Android smartphone by Razer. A fantastic gift for avid mobile gamers, complete with cool design and top shelf hardware. It includes a gorgeous 5.7-inch IDZO display. I've never heard that before, but I guess it's a new display. With an insanely smooth 120 hertz refresh rate, a powerful Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 chipset, with 8 gigabytes of RAM, a dual camera, and awesome stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support.
Oh my good God.
Meanwhile, every PC gamer just cringed just a little bit.
Well, yeah, we did, but at the same time, Razer is mostly gamers' go-to.
Yeah, like everyone I know has a Razer mouse or headset or something.
I got a Razer headset. I got a Logitech mouse because it's got the weights in the bottom.
Yeah, I don't
I
even know
won't
what
touch
mine is.
Razer. All of my headsets are through Astra.
I definitely would say the Xbox One X is probably one of the hottest items right now going.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Just wait on PUBG for a bit.
Yeah, that was one of the topics I wanted to hit on is PUBG. I like it. Don't get me wrong. It is still very buggy. Yes, I know it's in game preview, so don't bash me and say, "Oh, it's in game preview." I know it's in game preview. I really don't think it was ready
Simply
to be.
put, I was going to say just that, is it was not ready.
It was not ready for a port, no. I've been playing it on and off on PC since it was released on Steam's early access as well. It's improved quite a bit, and as somebody that's played it on a top-of-the-line gaming laptop, because that's my go-to, because I'm still technically a student, so I need something that can run multiple virtual machines, and I can still goof off between classes. So
Well, I'm going to put it this way. For this game, they've done something possibly that could pay off, but it really just depends on their execution because they launched it before the holidays. A lot of people are probably going to get it, under the Christmas tree type deal 2 weeks from now. That gives them 2 weeks to push through all the patches, all the updates, all the cleaning and polishing they can to make it a decently playing Xbox game. If they do it right, there's a chance of success.
Well, they have it right now. It's going to be packaged with Xbox One X. If you buy an Xbox One X, it was just announced that you buy one, you get PUBG with it.
So that could be their marketing play. Noel could be onto something there. But it's basically currently set to what us PC gamers have experienced as ultra low on console.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even on the Xbox One X, there's still some playability issues. I mean, it's playable, but barely. And that's even on an Xbox One X.
From what I heard, there's a workaround for the Xbox One X and the regular Xbox One and the Xbox One S. Apparently, according to Microsoft, they're coming out with a patch. But if you turn off all the DVR capabilities, the recording, stuff like that, apparently that fixes the some of the staggering issues that's going on right now. Some kind of weird glitch.
But there's still a lot of frame rate drops. I mean, I've seen it drop as low as like 18, 20 frames per second.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
On the One S that I'm playing it on right now, it's like an old school Dynasty Warriors game. Like, shit will render 30 seconds after you pass it. So it's extremely unplayable on the One S right now.
And it's not even the console that's causing it. It's just the fact that I don't think it was ready.
It wasn't ready. It wasn't properly polished. I'm not really blaming Microsoft or, even Bluehole, PUBG team. It just needed work. And obviously they're going to work on it as quickly as possible.
It was rushed for the holidays is really what it comes down to.
Oh, yeah.
There's
it was definitely
if our hands around it. That's what it was.
It's like we want the biggest immediate audience we can get. What? Oh, yeah, Christmas is right around the corner. Yeah, fuck it. Here you go.
But then again, I don't like the president that's setting because you're pretty much saying, "Oh, holidays around the corner. Let's release a game that's still in early access. It isn't done."
Yeah, the
Well, if you
price
think
is
about
gonna
it,
go up.
Sony did the exact same thing with Monster Hunter World in the open beta.
Yeah, which they are apparently releasing a second beta for it. So they're showing
But
up.
it's the same
That's not
concept
good.
behind it right before the holidays to push it. Even though it's coming out after the holidays, they want it fresh on people's minds, so people pre-order it now. So people put the money into it now and then pick it up afterwards. So even though it's not being done during the holidays, they're still cashing in on that. Hence
Yeah.
the pre-betas launching when they launch.
Yeah. And I kind of respect what they're doing with that, is they're allowing those who don't have, like, PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live Gold to participate in the second beta. So it's more of a stress test than anything, I think.
Well, is it going to happen on Xbox? Because I thought it was on PlayStation.
You could be right, actually. Let me double check here. 'Cause I got a notification earlier today. If it's still PS4 only, that's less of a concern. But it's still going to be a glorified stress test. And nothing else, but it's...
So basically Destiny 1 beta all over again.
Yeah, it's preload on PS4, so... Yeah, you're right, Noble. It's still PS4 only. That's my bad. But still, it's a stress test. Is all it is, really. Which...
Holy hell, dude. So I'm scrolling through the store. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm scrolling through the store. It's not worth buying. It's $20, but there's an Air Server Xbox Edition app on the Xbox. Apparently it will mirrorcast AirPlay, Google Cast, and Mirrorcast.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know. That's crazy. $20 though?
It's not worth it, trust me.
There are much better options, like Aircast, Google Cast, and Chromecast.
Oh, yeah.
Are there any free ones on here at all? I haven't seen any.
The one free one that's on there
You're
doesn't
asking
work.
miracles.
Nah.
It doesn't work. Worth a damn. I tried the one free one they had at one point. I don't know if they took it off, but... Because I was trying to connect directly to my laptop to get a specific picture for a background on my console, and I'm like, I don't want to put it on a flash drive.
Or if you're me and you're an Apple whore, you could have, an Apple TV and then cast anything from another Apple
fuck
device.
you and your Apple.
My Mac screen, my iPhone, anything over to my Apple TV that I picked up for $5 at Goodwill, which I will never let die.
I can't justify the price of that thing, though.
$5 at Goodwill, I could.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's insanely lucky with that shit.
We won't talk about my Goodwill finds because Goodwill has some secret gold if you don't mind digging through shit for like 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. But obviously, the other big thing still this year, if you haven't got it, or your significant other hasn't got it, is still Overwatch. That's another really solid buy, especially the Game of the Year edition that just came out not that long ago.
Yeah,
So I've actually got a
Overwatch
question
is
for you
still
guys.
hot.
I want to hear some opinions on this. How do you guys feel about the going away of the traditional single player in place of now the online MMO
Fuck
experience
EA.
for gamings? I mean, in general, this is what I'm saying, is almost all companies have gone away from the original single player experience. Think Uncharted. Think, I don't know, Halo. The original single player style gameplay, it's gone away. Everything is going to MMO. Halo Wars, Destiny, Overwatch. It's all gone to the MMO feel.
It's sad to think, but that's sort of going away. But to be fair, that's kind of how players have become. Because if you think of most people that play Call of Duty anymore, they hardly even play the campaign. They just go straight to multiplayer.
Yeah.
So it can't all go on the developers. It's sort of how the player mindset is, how single players kind of frowned upon, so to speak.
You know,
I've completely skipped it.
But if you think about it, and I'm going to go ahead and flip the script a little bit, even though everything seems to be going to multiplayer, if you think about it, some of the best top-selling games are still single player. Think Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Think Mario Odyssey.
Skyrim.
Exactly. It's single player content. But yet most developers have gone away from that. What are your thoughts?
Personally, I would say single player and multiplayer, they can't even really be compared anymore because they're two very different experiences and they're two different audiences at this point. Like somebody that plays Call of Duty a lot may not necessarily be the same person that'll go out and buy the new Mario game. There are certainly people that love video games for video games, but I think if you take different audiences, they may not necessarily overlap all that often anymore.
Yeah, I'm one of those that kind of like video games for video games' sake, so I can't really weigh in as much. But
so you're saying you think it's become a diverse market to the point of going down two separate tangents of a way versus going down one path?
in a sense,
Games are catering to almost like a fan service type deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, I've seen a lot of the single player, like immersive experience single player games being from indie developers nowadays. So that's sort of been what they're going for, whereas the bigger companies are kind of leaning towards multiplayer experience.
And it also dials back to what can we monetize very quickly too for the bigger companies like loot boxes and shit.
If you say EA, I swear to God.
As much as you hate it, I mean, look at with Battlefront. You can't deny that they're like, we can monetize this because we're getting not one, not two, but three core audiences. We're getting those that want that little campaign of canon. We're getting the Star Wars fans in general, and we're also getting the Battlefront fans as well.
Graphics are amazing.
They are fucking... They blew me away.
I was playing the story mode, and oh my god.
But at the same time, I still can't overlook the controversy to it as well. Like, they
well,
went
even the
about
original
that
Battlefront had breathtaking graphics when it first came out.
Yeah, the first one, yeah.
Like,
First one was really good.
They went about marketing that all wrong. It was more on that than anything. Well, been one thing, if they didn't even mention, you know, we have microtransactions and this is how much we have and this is how long it will take, it would have been a whole different thing. You don't mention how long it takes to unlock something in a marketing statement, you know?
Well,
Either way, sorry for derailing our...
oh, no.
I just felt like that was an important segue that we should have covered.
Well, the one game that's really ruined microtransactions would probably be the Call of Duty series. And let's be real, the World War II, yes, or World War II, great game, but here lies the issue. Instead of fixing all the freaking bugs they had with online multiplayer, when you're in more than 3 or 4 people in a group party, and it crashes and it doesn't let you go back to the lobby or anything, instead of fixing that, they decided, we got to get these boxes out. We got to get them out. We got to let people buy them. We got to get them out before we fix anything. So
a lot of that was they did not credit those who pre-ordered the digital deluxe edition with the Call of Duty points that they were promised at launch because of the whole headquarters glitch before that.
Yeah, now headquarters looks like a jumbled fucking mess with shitload of people in it. Man, it's cool, but I liked it when it was bare.
I did too. I'm like, I'm waiting for ever to be able to open my loot box that I got for completing these contracts. Because I can't even throw my damn smoke grenade down.
Yeah.
Because there's like 90 more on the floor here. It was so stupid. I don't know why they implemented this freaking social space. It's cool, but it's
Destiny.
unneeded.
Yeah, Destiny.
Is there anything else on the whole holiday gift guide that you'd recommend? Any key pre-order for people?
I don't have anything coming up that I want.
I think the nearest one I really want myself would be Far Cry 5. No, it's not till
I think
March.
I'm Far Cried out.
Dragon Ball Z Fighter.
I didn't even finish the prehistoric Far Cry one.
It's just a reskin of Far Cry 4.
Yeah, same map, everything.
I personally don't pre-order games, but a buddy of mine's been already about to pre-order the new Dynasty Warriors game.
I'm actually amazed that's still a thing.
The fans are rabid about it.
You know,
Huge overseas too.
I like the lore, but it seems like it would be a dead franchise at this point. But then again, the same could be said for Call of Duty.
Yeah, I don't think there's any really big games coming up that are really worth getting. I don't know, like, see what you got. UFC 3. I don't know. I'm looking through the list. Maybe Monster Hunter, but I don't think I would play it.
It's beautiful, but it's the same day as Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and I've got a tournament I gotta host for that. So I'm like, fuck.
I think Sea of Thieves.
You know, I like Rare, but I see a lot of shenanigans happening in that game.
Yeah,
like
Rare's kind of lost our trust as of recently.
Yeah. Oh, Connect game. What else have you done lately?
Banjo Nuts and Bolts, everyone's favorite game.
That was Banjo-Kazooie in title only.
So is anyone else going to be picking up the Ultimate Farming Experience?
Farming Simulator 2018.
You know it.
Oh, God. The streamer's best friend. That's the only time I've ever seen that game played. Is on, like, Mixer and Twitch.
There's like nothing coming out.
We're in that dead zone for release.
Yeah. Sea of Thieves, I think, is the only one I'm looking forward to.
Gives me a chance to pay off my credit card bill.
Then you realize, oh man, 9 days till Christmas.
Yeah. I've got 2 gifts left to ship out. I got one for one of our team members in Planet Unity that I got to ship out to California, and then I got a SD card to send out because a file corrupted his SD card, and I feel bad. Like, oh shit, we'll replace that.
You still sending me that beer that I can't find out here?
Oh yeah, I need your address for that too. It's literally sitting under my desk right now. You're lucky I haven't drank it by now.
Some root beer, huh?
Yeah.
Some of the good stuff.
Oh yeah.
High quality root.
It's very hard to find Rogue's root beer out here, and this other type that Noble's been talking about, it's like that.
Oh, so, you want Rogues too? I'll grab some when I go back to Vegas.
Hey, I can always grab another case of Founders. I live 2 blocks from their freaking brewery.
I'll take some root beer. I like root beer.
Yes, send it all around.
Yeah, just send it to all of us.
Root beer for everyone. Oh, and by the way, meat is fermenting. So, just a heads up.
I will mention one more thing that could be a good gift, since it is the NFL season and it's getting close to being the end of it, but Microsoft has those new controllers where you can put your customized football team logo on there.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
For football fans, that is really cool.
Someone the new Madden and the controller with their team on it, yeah. It'd be an epic gift.
Yeah, and with the Super Bowl right on the season, it's just about time before you get yourself a Nick Foles Super Bowl champion T-shirt.
Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. It's a trap. We can talk about that next. The no spoilers. Star Wars. That's a great segue.
Everyone dies.
Everyone.
Everyone.
There's a 40-minute Chewbacca sex scene. Happy
Okay.
Life Day, everyone.
You know what? I don't think that counts as a sex scene if he's just sitting there playing around with a vacuum, okay?
Oh, that's
He gets
inappropriate.
dirty.
Wildly inappropriate.
I will say there were some great fight scenes during the movie.
The fight choreography was pretty damn good.
I will also say there was too much sitting still.
Definitely.
Yeah, it reminded me a bit of Phantom Menace with all the nothing happening in it.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, let's just stay here for about a whole half hour of the movie. Let's not go anywhere else.
Let's just sit around and talk about how you used to just sit around.
It's like when you're playing a video game and you're completing side quests on the way.
Or watching a cutscene.
It felt like a Hideo Kojima game.
Look in the credits, a Hideo Kojima production. I knew it!
And the whole like, I don't know, like I like the story that they did with it, but the whole confliction with Kylo Ren is just, I don't know what direction they're trying to go with him, but they made him look really, without spoilers, made him look
Like an emo teenager.
They're making him edgy, dude, for all the edgy teens.
They made him an emo teenager, yeah. Like he's just
Making him
He's
an
number one
episode
Paramore
3
fan.
leader at the end.
he doesn't know which way to go.
Killed his
Soft
dad.
and fluffy.
He killed his dad, and
His mom's dead IRL. Like, come on now.
I can see the conflict there. But
His mom's not really technically dead.
Oh, she's dead IRL.
Yeah, that's about it.
Hurt the feels.
yeah, I'm curious, without spoiling it, we know they have to write Carrie Fisher out somehow, and they didn't in
They
this
don't
movie.
have to. Holograms.
Well,
They're
you
not
see how
wanting
well
to do
that went over with Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One.
They're not wanting to follow her out with any kind of like CGI, nothing like that. So that's my question: is how are they going to fit her into the story in the next one if she's not there?
I believe they shot a few scenes of hers before she died IRL.
CGI is not needed for audio. Therefore, radio communications, radio transmissions, off on a mission on a distant planet type deal, ambassading and whatnot. There's a lot of ways you can go about it.
Sent on a one-way trip to what's left of Alderaan.
That little tiny pebble floating.
Yeah, but it's her pebble.
And let's see.
Anybody else think the Porgs were just made to be glorified Ewoks?
What is it?
The little bird Porg things that have been memed. They're just the new Ewoks.
Yeah, I wonder if they're tasty.
We can ask Chewbacca.
I know.
It tastes about as good as a chocobo.
Those are a delicacy.
I think they did the comedy correct in this one. They're like the characters don't really do a lot of comedy. It's more or less like the droids and the animals.
Yeah, it's like how in Rogue One, how most of the comedy came from the snarky robot.
The guy was hilarious.
He's British.
And C-3PO was golden.
Pat yourself on the back for that one.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, C-3PO was hilarious. There was a lot less BB-8, which I was kind of disappointed in.
I love BB-8.
And then there was the black version of BB-8.
That was there for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I was looking for him to be like in there longer than that, maybe like more of a cameo part. But
should call him
it's like,
BBB.
oh, here he is, and bye.
Should call him BBB, Big Baller Brand.
There you go. Now there is a cameo in here.
We
but
gotta get
we can't
LeVar
tell
Ball.
you who it is.
We gotta get LeVar Ball in the next Star Wars movie.
My God,
Please don't.
horrible. No.
It's like, if you want someone to lead the Rebel Alliance, you pick my son Lonzo.
Please don't. I've seen enough cameos of him in WWE.
And it was only one.
That's all that's needed. We had a cameo. Well, technically we had 2 cameos. But I don't want to spoil anything, but I get to
If you're
meet
nostalgic.
I get to meet one of the cameos at my local Comic-Con next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I guess it's not really a spoiler since I believe we saw this character in the trailer, Admiral Akbar.
Yeah, that's been all over Reddit too.
Yeah. We had a post on our local Comic-Con's page, like, he's famous for one very specific series' memes. I'm like, okay. I think I know what's going on here, and he's in a recent release. Yep. And then they announced today, yeah, it's Admiral Akbar. I'm like, shh. It's cool. Now I gotta hunt down, like, all my old Star Wars figures so I can have that thing signed. That's one out of, like, 20 core characters that I can't have one signed anymore. Shit. But yeah, that's... It felt like they tried to make a lot of EU stuff somewhat canon too, and falling slightly short of making it feel natural too.
It felt like it felt like the movie went somewhere, but at the same time, it felt like it didn't go anywhere. It felt like it was in, like, neutral, and then at the end it went forward.
Yeah. Overall, it was good. I've seen a lot of people complaining about the comedy. I'm like, no worse than the prequels.
No.
At least we didn't have Jar Jar.
I like Jar Jar. Leave Jar Jar alone.
Jar Jar gets a bad rap. He's the best character in Star Wars. Jar Jar single-handedly put all the movies into place.
Exactly. That's why I don't like him. But I have to like him for that same reason.
Yeah, you gotta think, if we didn't have Jar Jar, there wouldn't be Empire Strikes Back.
You always want to think to yourself, what order do you want to watch these movies in? Do you want to watch the original 3, or then do you want to watch the other set of 3 first, or how do you want to do it?
In order of most to least Jar Jar.
The Big Bang Theory version.
Are we counting the Clone Wars in there as well?
Which one?
The movie, the animated movie, and the series?
The animated
as well?
series? The old animated series and the new one?
While we're at it, let's just throw Rebels in there too. Make this at least a month-long affair.
And where would you throw the Rogue One movie? Would you watch it in the order they released them, or would you put Rogue One when they're... What is it? Where would that be? Would that be like the...
That'd be technically the 4th movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Without being the 4th movie.
Yeah.
Put them on 2 TVs side by side.
It's the prequel to the sequel. Where are we going to put these anthology movies is the next question.
When do we play the Lego games?
Oh, God.
When we play them, the Phantom Menace level, and then watch the Phantom Menace, or will we play the Phantom Menace level, well, after watching the Phantom Menace? It's really hairy.
And they have the Han Solo movie coming out next year.
This is a Han Solo one? I thought it was the Boba Fett one, or did they change it?
No, they had a poster in the theater when I went in there, and it was Han Solo.
Good God.
It's just titled Solo, Star Wars story.
Oh my God.
The main theme song is Riding Solo.
Trying to figure out who's going to play him, though. Is it going to be a young version of Han Solo and then turn into an old version of Han Solo? Like, what's
Are we
going
going to have Harrison Ford make a cameo as at the very end? Like, or is he going to be at the beginning of that, and this is my story, and then cuts paycheck? You're not
Either
doing
way,
your own
we all
stunts
know
this
that
time.
Harrison Ford makes all the cameos.
It's gonna be Childish Gambino.
Oh, my God. That would be interesting.
That would.
Gambino is Lando. We gotta book it now.
Does Boba Fett make a cameo?
Yeah, he's gonna be Australian. He's gonna be that guy from
Sure.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Will we see him mature and have sex with Princess Leia?
The first
No, just
ever
Lando.
Star Wars sex scene.
I will say, though, the story behind how Kylo Ren came about was pretty interesting.
Yeah. That it was. There's a lot of interesting stuff they did with it. And they can quit playing homage now because they basically covered all of the homages to both Empire and Return of the Jedi. So Episode 9 can be like its own movie without paying homage to anything.
No, they're gonna put Ewoks in.
Ewoks versus the Porgs.
Only one can survive.
What will be the
They still
forever
had their
mascot?
AT-ATs or whatever they're called.
Ewoks takes it. They have pointy sticks. They win.
They have giant logs that crush your skull.
We heard you didn't like the Porgs that much, so we're just going to kill them off.
We're bringing back Ewoks. Now you'll love it.
And
Here
now
comes
they bring
Jar
back
Jar.
Jar Jar Binks again.
Jar Jar should have been in the casino.
Jar Jar's gonna be he's gonna be the new Vader.
Oh, God. Misa, finish what you started, honey.
Now, this isn't really a spoiler, so I'm just going to say, like, you find out who... Well, you don't find out the names, but you find out really who the parents are of Rey.
Yeah.
It's a doozy.
It's kind of disappointing.
Yeah. Left a lot of people
Now-
scratching their heads.
Now, did
Like,
Kylo really tell the truth? That was the question.
That's the big one. I highly doubt he did.
Yeah, there's no way she has the Force in her naturally without having some kind of bloodline.
Yeah, this one left so many questions unanswered. That's my biggest flaw with it.
And there were some great quotes in the movie.
Oh yeah.
I liked when she was telling Luke Skywalker where she was from, and she was like, "I'm from nowhere."
And then I'm from Jakku.
Mm.
Well, that's pretty much nowhere.
Yeah,
Like, part of me wants to say, the biggest flaw with it is one particular scene, and I'm sure we can all agree on that big scene, but we'll leave that.
is that the one you're talking about in the middle of the movie?
The one in the middle of the movie that kind of made us think, now what are they going to do for the Uber,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll leave it at that. Just go see the movie
Yeah.
and you'll know exactly what we mean by that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Snoke didn't play a big role in this movie.
That
he did in
was,
the last one.
That's what I'm kind of getting at here.
Yeah, I'm just saying he didn't play a big role in this movie.
No, he got to force torture somebody though.
Yeah, he did a good job. I've already seen a meme on TV already, or on Facebook already about when you recharge the batteries in your vibrator.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's Ray getting horse choked out like side to sideways, where she's like sideways in the air. It's horrible, but it was hilarious at the same time.
I've already had to ban 3 people for posting spoilers. And right before the movie came out, we're like, and if you post spoilers, you're going to get instant banned. And not a day after the film releases.
Spoiler!
There's like worth it.
I'm just like, I'm glad I saw the movie last night.
Otherwise, I would have killed you.
Now,
I had Force Awakens ruined by a meme.
now this
Different
isn't a
types
spoiler,
of spoilers. And then Han Solo dies. Yeah. Very funny, fuckers.
Now, I'm going to say this one isn't a spoiler because this was seen. I saw it somewhere. I think it was on a social page or something. It's just public. So everybody knows Finn and Phasma have a fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen it on somewhere. I've seen it where they're choreographing it and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They
But
both yell traitor.
I will say that fight scene was disappointing.
That was, out of every fight scene, that was the most disappointing. And I'm not going to say why.
Yeah, I'm not either. But it was very disappointing.
I do like the axe thing, though, that they had. That was a clever weapon.
Yeah.
But I think they spent more on their weapon budget for this movie than anything. Because we saw, like, pikes, we saw whips, we saw staffs, we saw freaking dual daggers. Fucking...
Whatever they paid, it was well worth it.
Oh, yeah.
It was definitely worth it. I mean, it was a good movie. I mean, it definitely was a good movie. I mean, I'm not going to say it was horrible. It was good. It's probably better than some of the ones that they've released already. I mean, it's definitely better than the original trilogy.
I would ask if it was worth the ticket price for you, but you got Movie Pass, so I can't even ask you that.
And I'm going to see it again, so.
This guy.
I don't know if I'll see it again immediately. I'll wait till, like, the hype dies down a little bit, because I could barely get to my fucking seat.
Yeah, I went to Regal in Salisbury, Maryland, and I saw my friend I work with at work, and her husband was there too, and they had this cool ass like drink and popcorn bucket, like this drink cup and a popcorn bucket. And I was like, "Oh, those are cool, man. How much were they?" "Oh, for you, the whole thing is $25." I was like, "No, bye." No, like, are you freaking kidding me? $25 for a collector's item? No, I'm not paying $25 for that.
They had a BB-8 one at my cinema, and I'm like, how much is that? Oh, it's $35. I'm like, it's the size of a kid's bucket. Fuck that.
Yeah, waste of freaking money.
It's like, how could you? That's a tiny thing for all that money. I'll take 4.
Yeah, one woman bought all 3 of her kids and herself one of the BB-8. I'm like, must be nice to have that much disposable income.
Yeah, right? It's like, man, being a lawyer's got to be cool.
Yeah. I'm just saying they're like, and yeah, my tuition's coming out next week. Fuck. I can't afford that. Wish I could. Look really great on the
collector's
shelf.
value will go up, but
I'll buy it from some scalper on eBay once my tuition's paid for the semester.
I'm looking it up online right now. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
BB-8 popcorn tin.
It's literally no bigger here. Because I got a ramen bowl here.
Man, I'm so glad everyone can see it on the podcast.
No, I'm just. I can actually edit it in.
I want to fill it with cereal, and it'll be that much.
Boop. I'll send it into the admin chat, and I can edit it in.
All joking aside, I want that bowl. It's a nice bowl.
You can get it at the Loot Vault for Loot Crate, actually.
I've always wanted to do Loot Crate, but I don't have the disposable income for it.
I did it a couple years ago, but it got too much.
It's literally no bigger than if my laptop would. There we go. It's literally no bigger than this. Edit here that you see on the screen currently. Ignore my messy desk with duct tape and shit.
They have an,
Tiny. Put that away.
they have a sweepstakes on Regal's reward site for Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Sweepstakes for Funko Pop IMAX giveaway.
Oh, good God. Don't tempt me with Funko Pops.
Yeah.
That is my major weakness, and one of the reasons I'm still a Loot Crate subscriber. Because I've always loved them, and they're so cheaply made, but it's just a weakness.
I feel like Loot Crate's actually gone downhill recently. Like in the last 6 months, I feel like it went way downhill.
A lot of the core, like the core crate, and especially the like cheapo ones and the pet ones, yeah, they went downhill. But the DX and the gaming crates have really stepped up their game. And the anime one is the biggest one that I'm the huge fan of, obviously, because I've got a fucking Naruto ramen bowl. But there's the statue, an actual, like, Japanese anime statue in every crate now, so that's pretty freaking cool. But, yeah. The core crate, it's garbage compared to what it used to be.
That sucks.
The most impressive thing I've got in the last, like, 3 months was a Stranger Things Super Emo Friends figure of the Demogorgon and 11. But yeah, that doesn't warrant the $20 price tag one item.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Justice League, so if you guys want to discuss that.
A good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'm glad that Aquaman's cool again.
Aquaman's cool again. Aquaman's he's pretty sexy. Yeah.
He looks a little like that guy that got with Daenerys that one time and then died.
He's eye candy for the women. Honestly, be honest with you, great movie. Yes, Aquaman. I do have the gripe with the Aquaman. He does not look like Aquaman from the cartoons or from the comics or anything like that. He's more like, here's the new super fancy, gorgeous looking Aquaman with flowing, glowing locks.
Played by the one Samoan that doesn't wrestle.
Yeah, this is true. Never say never, though.
Can you
I'm sure
imagine
if,
Jason
WWE throws enough
Momoa
money,
coming and starting wrestling?
Hey, to be honest, though, I mean, the new Aquaman looks like the OG Aquaman back when DC took a dark turn in their comics.
New 52.
He looks like the Arthur. He looks like the actual Arthur. Long hair, the whole spiel. Maybe not blonde, but what can you do, right?
I mean, he could bleach his
Yeah,
hair.
who's going to tell
like
Jason
Slim
Momoa to
Shady.
dye his hair?
I will say the one character I was disappointed in was the Flash. I didn't like the character.
Because Barry Allen's lame no matter what.
No, not in the TV show series.
That's
I
like
should
the only
pre-say
iteration.
that I haven't seen the movie, too, so.
But even then, even in the TV show, Barry Allen has always been the lamest Flash.
I will give you that.
Like, no matter what. Like,
You're probably the
People-
type that likes the Wally West Flash.
yeah, when people brought back Barry Allen in, I want to say Countdown, maybe? When they brought back Barry Allen, everyone's like, why? Wally West is better.
Yeah, they don't utilize Wally West that much in the show.
Give it time.
Give it time. I heard Steppenwolf was kind of garbage.
Yeah, he was easy to defend off. Honestly.
I feel like they're reaching already because they tried to jam so many different storylines into the Batman v Superman that they didn't pace themselves.
Yeah.
And they're already
scrambling.
They're already replacing Batfleck. Like, can we like keep the same guys in these these outfits for a while? Can we just like keep the same people?
Can we just say,
Nope, 3 movies and that's
Hugh
it.
Jackman, Wolverine, 20 years. Why not?
Well, speaking of
shitty Fox can do it. If Fox can do it, and they have shitty movies 90% of the time, why the fuck can't Disney and Marvel do it?
Oh yeah, big news, everyone. The Disney-Fox partnership went through. Don't want to say acquisition, but essentially acquisition.
Well, speaking of the acquisition, I have some premonitions for you. So,
Get your crystal ball out.
Not in Deadpool 2, but I'm sure there's going to be a Deadpool 3. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Hugh Jackman comes back as Wolverine. And then you have Avengers, not the 4th one because that's already been filmed, but the 5th one, who's going to show up? Come on. Wolverine.
Yeah, at very least any of the X-Men or any of the Fantastic Four.
Can we talk about how this opens up the door for Galactus to show up? Because he hasn't been used at all, I don't think.
Well, it's because Galactus, is a world-ending event, kind of like Thanos kind of shit, but it will require more than one team in every iteration of the comic, basically. So, let's be realistic here. The real talk is now we can have the Avengers versus X-Men comic as a movie.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. I've even seen fan posters of it since it came out. The acquisition happened. Like, shit, they do own all those characters now. There's none of those.
I mean, really, they could even do, X-Men versus Avengers and get away with it now.
Yeah. And we can have Deadpool in all these movies now, so that's even cooler. But are we still going to have the hard R Deadpool?
I would say yes, but they wouldn't put it under, the Marvel Studios flag. I would say they put it under Miramax or something. Because Disney has put out our movies just under different companies. Like, you got to think, Pulp Fiction was a Disney movie.
That's right, it was. Shit.
So I would say yes, but it's not going to be obviously under the Disney brand. It'll be under
Deadpool's going to be under Touchstone, probably.
You don't think it'll be under? You don't think it'll be under Marvel?
Marvel may.
It'll probably have
if you think about it, have you seen the TV shows through Netflix? That's still under the Marvel flag.
That is true.
And those would be R if they were, movie.
Granted, they're TVs and R, or rate pending, or whatever you want to call it, but...
Yeah, the TV shows are all TVMA, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Which means, realistically, it's not that far of a stretch for Marvel Disney to put an R movie out or two.
Yeah, it just wouldn't be under Disney Productions. It would be set to Touchstone or Miramax.
And still under, the Marvel Studios logo, probably, because it's still a Marvel character.
Yeah.
I wonder when we're going to see the whole, when the intro for the movies, I wonder when we're going to start seeing the characters pop up in them.
Can we start talking about the Xenomorph Disney Princess?
Oh my god.
What?
The Xenomorph is technically now a Disney princess, when you think about it. And I was talking about this in one of the group chats. I said, also, technically, Meg Griffin and Tina Belcher and Haley Smith are too, and every Simpsons girl. I'm like,
They're not princesses though.
They're not princesses. They have no relation
Wait.
to queens.
Can we now talk about the doors have now just opened up for Kingdom Hearts, Hank of the Hill?
Hank of the Hill. Yes, we need a King of the Hill level in
bah.
Bobby, you put that duck down.
That kid ain't right, I tell you what.
That sore kid ain't right, I'll tell you what.
The Keyblade you get is just a propane tank.
Yes.
No, it's the spatula for the Grill Master 9000.
A spatula.
That's the teeth of the key.
Good God. McFarlane verse, level. There's so many new possibilities thanks to this deal.
We'll get some cooler Simpsons intros.
All I want to see is for Guardians of the Galaxy and Fantastic Four to meet up now.
I just realized we can finally have Deadpool versus the Marvel Universe.
That won't happen.
That'd be like a whole big reboot of the movie, maybe though.
Well, I mean, we're already going to have some sort of a reboot, at least for the Avengers after Infinity War, because
There's just not going to be much left.
Infinity War is promised off killing off characters and
Well, they'll
ending
probably
contracts.
have the newer. They'll have the new characters that are in the
like
Avengers.
the Scarlet Witch and
Ant-Man.
Pretty
We can
sure
finally have
Vision
Scarlet Witch
died.
and Quicksilver. Finally.
Wait. We technically have 2 Scarlet Witches now, don't we?
Yeah.
No. See, they're going to composite and merge.
We have 2 Quicksilvers.
No, the one Quicksilver was Hawkeye's shield.
Yeah, one's dead.
If it's been
Can we
memed, it's
just
been
talk
true.
about how Magneto can now be the new Avengers villain? I mean, he would literally wipe them. Cap shield? Gone. Wolverine? No, bye-bye. Vision, aren't you made of metal? Nope. Not today.
There's
We
so
have
many
2
possibilities.
versions of what's his name? The Colossus guy, not the Colossus guy, but the guy who turns into steel from Deadpool.
That would be Colossus.
Colossus, yeah.
Okay, so I was right.
Yeah. Damn. We're going to have to start killing off quite a few heroes now.
All I'm saying is the doors are now open. Galactus, Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four, X-Men, and Avengers. The next big thing is probably going to be a Galactus battle.
We don't even need to reboot X-Men. X-Men's already been in the reboot phase. So
No, they're going to reboot it entirely because honestly, the last couple of X-Men sucked. Let's be real.
you think so? I thought they weren't that bad. I liked how they rebooted
The fact that you had to qualify it as weren't that bad is everything you need to know.
I mean,
They were a lot better than the originals.
All I'm saying is
dog shit is better than the
Marvel now
originals.
has the chance to completely wipe the floor, clean it out, bring in who they want to bring in, and make it really happen. Because they've got the budget to do it. Where Fox never really had the budget to do much of anything.
I mean, it was even a joke in Deadpool. We can only afford 2 X-Men.
Yeah.
Now, what's this do to the series The Gifted?
The Gifted honestly hasn't gotten very far, so we'll see. Honestly, the TV properties probably aren't going to play a role in this.
Yeah,
It'll only be the cinematic properties.
yeah, just like how I see it with DC and even Marvel. I always separate the TV universe with the cinematic
It'll be 2 separate
universe.
universes. There's no ifs, ands, or about it. There's going to be 2 universes, regardless.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we've been
like I said, this opens
promised a crossover from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and, like, all the other, TV shows since Phase 1. And
It's not happening.
We haven't had a significant crossover other than like, oh yeah, here's the backlash from, the battle and Winter Soldier. Here's the backlash from the Dark World. That's been our tie-ins. We haven't actually seen a true crossover.
Yeah, I
we
mean
did have
DC does it all the time, but Marvel hasn't really done anything super significant.
I think
Now, see, you know what the door is really open for that I want to see now? Now we can have Punisher versus the X-Men.
Can we get Punisher versus Archie?
Hey, Daredevil, guys. Daredevil.
Daredevil and Punisher have already fought. That's old news.
But has Daredevil fought Archie?
Or Punisher v Spider-Man.
Punisher versus Jar Jar.
No. Well, it could happen now. Fuck.
It could happen.
Jar Jar just annoys him into death.
It's like, alright, who do you want killed? Meeks, I think you'll say
Jar Jar.
Good God. It's scary to think that, we have literally 37% of, like, major cinemas under the Disney label now.
Yeah.
I saw a meme. I saw a meme earlier today where Disney was taking over everything. It was like 2080 or something like that. It was like they went to war.
Mm-hmm. I shared that in Planet Unity the other day, and the original post was taken down by community standards. I guess it came back.
Disney's literally Galactus.
Was the picture like a mousewicca, I guess you would call it?
Mousewicca?
It's like a mouse.
It was like Adolf Hitler.
I hate to say it, but I think honestly Disney would probably run the government better than the government's running currently.
It's sad but true.
Yeah, it was Adolf Hitler, Mickey Mouse, and swastikas in the background.
Yep. Same post.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I gotta give whoever made that art props. That was as fucked up as it is. It's glorious shitpost. I mean, they went through all the way to 2100, and fans are still eagerly awaiting new X-Men and Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Okay, sports was one of the topics.
What was it?
Sports in general. That's not my thing either. Not much of a sports guy.
Sports.
What about the sports? Which one?
It literally in the first page of the topics, it just says sports from the dude.
Sports from the dude.
Yeah.
That wasn't me. That was Nick.
Well, Nick.
What's a sport and how do we do it?
I think we covered sports. Nick Foles to win the Super Bowl.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Prediction time, guys.
There's sports.
Is the Super Bowl like a giant bowl of ice cream? Because I feel like that's what it is.
I wish.
I'd be
Is
in
the
the
Super Bowl where we pour all of our beer? I feel like that's where it goes.
That makes an even better idea.
Yeah.
We got to have you as commissioner of the NFL.
Who needs
Yeah,
a bowl
have you
when
get
you can
paid
have
for
a
that stuff.
beer float? Or just a beer float. I mean, that works too.
Okay, so a Porygon episode 20 years ago today. A Porygon episode. Pokemon gave hundreds of kids seizures, so they banned him from TV.
Yeah, it's throwback. 20 years ago today, Electric Soldier Porygon aired, and got Pokemon into a bit of controversy because it was an episode. It was an episode of the TV show, and one of the Pokemon, Porygon, was the main focus of it, and Pikachu was shooting a couple of the rockets with lightning bolts, and the entire screen flashed red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, and sent a whole bunch of kids in Japan to the hospital with seizures. And Pokemon was like, okay, never again. They changed their entire outlook on light, and they banned Porygon from all future episodes of the TV show.
Interesting. The
Pretty
one
funny. I've never heard of that before.
the one episode that I remember that was banned from TV was the one with Jinx because of a blackface controversy.
Yeah, there were a bunch of banned episodes. They also had one
Wait, are you
where...
talking about the fake blow-up boob one?
No, it was, the one he's talking about is... There's an episode with Jinx where they, like, kidnap Santa Claus or something. And they're like, Jinx looks like blackface. I think we shouldn't show this.
Oh, I thought it was great because the one that I remember that they canceled was the James had the fake boob one.
Yeah, he was posing as a girl and
Mm-hmm.
inflated his boobs.
They're like, nope, we can't have American kids seeing this.
And yeah, there's another one that was banned where they were looking for a Dratini in like the Safari Zone or something, and they come across this one guy in a shack, and he just literally points a revolver at Ash's forehead, and they're like, nope, nope, nope.
Nope.
And you know, somehow all of that got banned, and yet most of Dragon Ball made it.
Yeah,
Different standards for a different demographic.
because
no, the
blood is
original Dragon
green.
Was a kids show.
Oh, that is right. Shit. I mean,
The original Dragon Ball was a kids show.
First episode, Bulma shows off her panties trying to entice Goku.
What?
yep.
Yeah, first episode of Dragon Ball OG.
Yep. Doesn't he talk about what did he say? He said something about Saggy and never wanting to see it again. Because they did a throwback to that in Super. I just don't remember exactly what he said.
He said no one wants to see your
Oh,
dirty
no,
fanny.
That's what it was, the dirty fanny.
Mm-hmm. It's shit. I still to this day don't know how that show aired in America as much as I loved it. Star Wars reaction with no spoilers, got that covered. PUBG on Xbox, we covered that. Overwatch ban controversy.
I don't play Overwatch, so I wouldn't know. I'm not about that Overwatch life.
Scrub.
Yeah, the big thing with this was a certain streamer who I forget what his name is, but it's with a lot of streamers as well that are really good at the game. What they've been doing is auto picking one character. For this example, the guy was also picking Symmetra, who a lot of people think, oh, that's not a very good character. But he would pick it round after round after round, and people would get tired of it. So they would just say, oh, ban this guy. I don't like him. He keeps picking the same character. So eventually he had enough bans against him, just because he played a character people didn't like, that Blizzard took action and banned his account.
I'd be so fucking pissed.
One tricking's been getting cracked down on really, really hard. There was the one trick Torbjorn that got banned not too long ago as well. Because he would consistently pick him over and over and over and over again, even though that was his main. I mean, I'm a fucking Sombra main. And as much money as I've sank into Overwatch on loot boxes, I don't want my account banned, so I've been at least, going between Sombra and Diva at the very least, because those are the two characters I'm best at.
Yeah, it's a whole
So wait, they
thing.
banned him because he used the same character all the time.
Pretty much.
Yep. It's called one tricking.
Doesn't matter. I mean, that's part of the game.
Exactly. But the report function's so easily abused that
Like, honestly, I would have filed charges. I would have sued them.
I would love for somebody to sue Blizzard and say, yeah, you can't ban me because I play one fucking character. And I'd like to see the outcome of that lawsuit.
Well, I mean, think about it. He poured money into it. He should get money out of it.
Exactly.
They should refund him his money he spent.
I mean, he has no access to that account anymore. I mean, it's not a temp ban. The Symmetra person was permabanned, like the Torbjorn, right?
Yep.
I mean, honestly, if you don't like that person's using your character, leave the fucking lobby and choose a different one.
Exactly. If I've had
Well, don't you get negative outcomes for leaving a lobby?
Only if someone votes against you.
Yeah.
Like only if you get reported, pretty much. But yeah, I think it's the whole thing with notoriety. Like if you become a notable streamer or something, then people kind of stop seeing you as a normal person and just see you as kind of a online celebrity and just like, oh, he's got plenty of money. He doesn't need this.
As much as I, disagree with, auto banning, I mean, it's kind of a feature of the game that really needs to be worked on. Because it's been abused so much lately, it's become a broken system. I mean, if somebody's intentionally throwing the game, then yeah, you should report them. But you don't report just because you don't like that person playing that character. I fucking hate people that play Symmetra, but I'm not going to report them unless they're intentionally throwing the game.
It's really... I think it's just messed up. Just this sort of thing.
It's messed up, but at the same time, a report system needs to exist, but it should not be this easily abusable.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Epic, trying to
sue the 14-year-old kid.
Trying to sue the kid or wherever it is.
They dropped the suit at least because they didn't realize who they were suing was a freaking child. He had to promise not to ban or not to cheat with this tool anymore, and if he did, then his parents could get sued. Kind of shit, but it goes to show that before you act on the lawsuit, you really should at least do research on who you're suing instead of trying to drag a child to court.
Whoa, there's football going on right now?
Do what?
Apparently there's NFL football going on right now.
Yeah, Saturday. I didn't realize it myself.
I just got a notification saying Alex Smith threw a touchdown pass. I'm like, wait a second.
Footballs. Oh yeah, now we got the net neutrality topic. The one that everybody's going to tune out for.
Oh boy. Everyone's already clicking mute.
Not this shit again.
God damn it.
So we'll keep it brief so that we're not on a 40-hour soapbox. I think Ajit Pai is a meme at this point.
Oh yeah, I've got quite a few of them.
Have you seen his newest video where he's like, here's 7 things you can do without net neutrality or whatever. He's like, you can still spin your fidget spinners, kids. I'm like, this dude.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start this conversation off then, because I'm going to have some fun right now.
Oh boy.
I like to refer to it, net neutrality, as big red gum. If you don't chew big red gum, then fuck you. I'm done.
I'm chewing big red gum right now.
I love Big Red.
I think that kind of sums it up. Can we move on?
I really... My one thing is, if you don't know what net neutrality is at this point, educate yourself before the congressional vote, because if you're just commenting on every post, like, it was only put in place by Obama in 2015, yet the current regulations were. Net neutrality's always really been a thing.
Yeah.
It's just the regulations that were put in place by Obama were due to your ISPs, who are now basically in control, being able to throttle or speed up certain sites.
Yeah, there was a lot of... I think there was 3 or 4 separate controversies that went on in the span of like a year or 2.
Yep.
And they're just like, all right, we got to put this in writing. So
Here's what's going to happen. I mean, realistically, you're going from World Wide Web to Comcast Web.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Now, would this have been a big deal if Obama
They can
didn't bring it up?
legitimately block sites. They don't have to provide you anything if net neutrality goes through.
Like a big thing is like, oh, you got...
Facebook is bad for you? Guess what? You're not getting Facebook.
Yeah, a big thing is that people are saying, oh, you got to pay $5 to do this, $5 to do this. Like, that's an option, but that's not a guarantee. I feel like if companies started putting that in place, they would lose a lot of business. Like, it's certainly an option. That's certainly a thing that they can do,
No, see here.
but it's
I'm going to
not
try to explain this a little bit easier so that if there were any confusions before, I'm going to clear them up. Basically, what's going to happen to the net is very similar to what happened when we privatized healthcare, when we privatized the prison system. What's going to happen is people are going to get rich off this. People are going to charge whatever they want to charge, whatever content that they need to bring through. Now, here's the thing. Just like with privatized money, if you don't, or I'm sorry, not privatized money, privatized healthcare, if you don't have the money to afford certain healthcare, you're going to go without. There's going to be the haves and the have-nots. There's no really easy way to break it down. You're literally going to have what you want to have, or you're not. There's going to be no, everyone's entitled to the same web. No, not everyone's going to get the same web. And that's going to kill not only your content creators that just don't have the budget to do other things, that's going to kill any bandwidth out there. So if you're not a paid, what's what I'm looking for? A paid advertiser, guess what? Your content's not going to get seen. It's going to be what YouTube's been doing for the last year times 100.
Bingo.
It's literally going to ruin the creative flow of the internet. It's going to turn the internet into the face net. It's going to turn it into the YouTube net. It's going to turn it into whatever site happens to monopolize it. The Google net, the Comcast net, the Cox net. Whatever company monetizes it and takes over that portion, that's what's going to happen.
Coxnet sounds inappropriate.
It does, but I mean...
But it's not wrong, that's the thing.
Yes, it's certainly not wrong.
That's the best and easiest way to explain it to someone that doesn't understand what it is. Like, would you go into the hospital because you cut your finger? Like if it's just a tiny little cut, a scratch?
No.
Okay. What if you're not feeling too good? Maybe you just feel a little sick. Would you go to the hospital, the ER?
Depends on how bad it gets.
Okay. Now,
Well,
have
no.
you ever decided to go on WebMD to look up, I don't know, symptoms? Or have you ever gone on there to get a recipe for soup?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what if I told you you can't do that now? It'd cost you just as much as a trip to the ER room.
Be some bullshit.
Welcome to a world without net neutrality.
That's like I was on Reddit and I saw somebody comment and was like, you want more access to this? Well, go to this website and buy some Comcast bucks. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, he's inherently not wrong. And this will be my last little tangent on this. I gotta go over my screenshots because I was discussing with the artist for Planet Unity's thumbnails, along with our other editor, Red, in there. So we were discussing after the vote went through, and she's just paranoid, and rightfully so, because a lot of the people in her area in the U.S. only have one provider. Like a lot of the people where I'm at in Michigan only have one provider. So she's like, fuck, they got the vote through to dismantle the net neutrality. We're still in the war, though, and 85% of Congress has already turned this down multiple times. So it's not as pressing, but we all know politicians can inherently be bought off. And I wouldn't put it past Verizon and the like to try to buy off the parts of Congress enough to get this through. We gotta make sure Congress stops them. Yeah, it's fucking human right. Blah, blah, blah. If we win, this is over. There should be a bill that passed so that they can't enact this again. And apparently the artist's biology teacher said, maybe now all you millennials will just get off your phone and, socialize. That's her mentality about this. And then our other editor got into it. Calling the teacher a brainwashed piece of shit. Nice, but the artist saying she's nice. The teacher just won't listen to any other point of view, which is a lot of what I've seen on the internet. Like, a lot of people just don't want to listen to what this has to do with. And then they go on about that. But here's the actual point, and I'm going to bring it back to what Noble said. She doesn't understand how it'll affect business, schools, online colleges, kids in awful situations, people that can't go out and physically socialize, people who aren't rich, the freelancers, the online studios, the content creators. It's basically infringing on not only the creative aspects, but our free speech, our ability to go out and create and be, actual humans. Because now, if we don't actually, if we don't adhere to what this particular ISP believes in, like if one of us say is, God forbid, alt-right or uber left, they could just slow down our personal websites to the point of non-existence. And that's the scary part. That's, much as fucked up as the internet is at times, everybody should have the right to voice their opinion. And that's what's really at stake with net neutrality. If we don't have the free neutral net, those sites where people have the ability to be creative and be free and speak their mind, they can choose just to not allow traffic to them.
And welcome to North Korea 2.0.
I hate to say it, but you're not far from the truth. I've gotten into arguments about this online since this latest vote came in place. I've been like, no, you people just don't understand why we're actually fighting for this, why we actually care about this. But instead of making this into a 40-minute long segment, I mean, go out, do research, go on Reddit specifically to see both sides of the argument, because I've seen the extremely for and I've seen the extremely against. And both sides have, like I said, have the right to be heard. And do your own research, see what benefits you. But at the end of the day, we could end up with, paying basically for loot boxes of internet packages.
Yeah.
Time to go get the job with Cox that I was talking about.
Now, I will say that we have a company out here in Delaware named Mediacom, and I want to compare them to kind of like net neutrality, like negative thing. Like, they monitor everything you do.
Oh,
and
yeah.
if they notice that you're doing something and they think that you're downloading porn or downloading illegal shit, they will shut you down in a heartbeat. And they limit their data. They have data caps on there.
Oh, yeah. And, yeah, just to make the point across, up in the corners, a poorly photoshopped loot box from Overwatch with your internet packages. I miss playing around with Photoshop. I really did. I'm sure you've at least seen it, Ben, because it was on my timeline.
Yeah, I saw it. It was hilarious.
I don't know how to Photoshop. I don't even know what Adobe is sometimes.
No, we'll shut the hell up. But yeah, it's a scary thing. I've seen the DMCA complaints with my previous ISP, and I actually punted their, because I used to live out in the boondocks before I moved out to Grand Rapids, and I punted their dish off of my roof. Because I got a 37-page long DMCA complaint because I downloaded a fucking update through a BitTorrent site. And they're like, yeah, no. I'm like, okay. So how am I supposed to update Ubuntu? He goes, most of their updates go through BitTorrent. You're not allowed to use BitTorrent on our provider. I'm like, okay, well, cancel my contract. Come pick up your scrap.
Luckily, Comcast, I haven't had any issues with Comcast where I'm living right now. Like, I use a lot of data.
Oh, God.
And I don't know how I use it all. I really don't. Like, before the month even starts, I'm already at 300 gigabytes, and I have no idea how.
Yeah, I had to get the unlimited package from them because they do have a, I think it's like a terabyte cap, isn't it? Like,
Well, I'm
we
gonna
don't
bring
have
it
any.
up on a
We
more
don't have any
positive
caps
thing
as
here.
far as I know.
yeah,
You guys know that Alaskan Airlines can choose your own. You're not stuck in the island or the choose a. Alaskan Airlines for the win.
Huh.
Positivity. Now let's move on to more positive topics, like not net neutrality and not monitoring data, yada yada yada. Let's move to positive, like the new Spider-Man game for PS4.
Oh,
Can
yeah,
we
we
just play
could.
Spider-Man on PS2?
Like, I guess we could touch on the VGAs and the PSX reveals.
And how that one guy felt about the Oscars.
Fuck the Oscars. That guy. I don't think he'll be invited back to the VGAs.
He might not be.
But
So
he
you guys
sold a
didn't like
lot
my
of games
performance there that
solely
night?
on the passion.
I love how super uncomfortable the host was. He's like, all right, we're already 10 minutes behind schedule. Come on, man.
He's like, if you don't hurry up, I won't be able to present your trip. Here's your trip.
It's like, hold on. I'm not done. It was like watching Paula Abdul on American Idol.
It's like, you could see he was clearly intoxicated. But
Oh yeah.
I made the joke on Polygon's page because it was just like, the guy was super unprofessional. I'm like, as unprofessional as he was, passion's what drives the industry. That and one too many vodka shots at the bar, but he sold the games solely on his passion alone. He's clearly proud of what he made. The game looks phenomenal, but he might have droned on a little bit too long.
Just a bit.
It was
A little.
It was still one of the most entertaining segments of the show.
It's the only thing I remember about it, to be honest.
I did like the live orchestra. That was a unique touch.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
It was something else. It was clearly between that and live orchestras, as nice as it was, that's what kind of put them behind schedule. So, but game of the year was Breath of the Wild.
No surprise there.
They were competing against themselves, and a couple other. Pretty much. Horizon, the 0 awards. Nominated for like 6, but won nothing.
Even though I still haven't played that game.
It's freaking beautiful, man. I'm still like...
My PlayStation took a crap, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. You tried to fix your disk drive on your PlayStation?
Oh, it worked, except it didn't. It was regionally locked. The disk drive
Now,
worked,
if you
though.
play a Korean game, you'll be alright.
Yeah, you know, if I just order my games for $5,000 and ship them out, why not? And I still should learn Korean.
Yeah.
But you know what? As a point of reference, I still know how to take apart a PlayStation and put it back together and make it work.
It's a handy skill. Just make sure you order the right region's drive.
Speaking of, I still have not started my new show, Drunken Builds with Noble. It's coming, though.
Sponsored by the Oscars.
Yeah. I'm going to, once you upload that, I'm going to put hashtag spawn by the Oscars. That'd be funny to see.
Episode 1 will be a dinette set or something random.
Oh God.
Some IKEA furniture.
Or you know what? Maybe I'll put a poll up. I think I'll pick one of 3 Gundams, and I'll just get smashed before I try to build one.
Hey, we can have one more guest join in if you want. Give his thoughts on some stuff.
It's kind of late. We already covered all of our topics.
Yeah, we kind of have.
Yeah, we're a good hour and a half in. I think we'll save the rest for another time.
Yep.
That being said, thank you all for sticking through if you did, or clicking around if you did, putting on the background while you slept. Either way, thank you all for listening.
Yeah.
And hopefully it wasn't too painful.
Yeah, well, I hope it wasn't. Until
All right,
next
now to
time.
go get some hookers and blow.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. Great ending there.
That's social gamer cast strategy.
Yeah. All right. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Good night, everyone.